talking about waste management is one of those things that you don't think about until you need it. So hopefully we can encourage, much like with the fuel folks, plan ahead a little bit and think about where certain wastes go. Well, the anchor for waste management is, of course, recycling. Now, why do we recycle? Why do it to begin with? Well, the first thing is the law. We have to follow the law, the Italian law as well as Army regulations. and on top of that, it costs a lot of money, and if we properly recycle, then we can drop and cut into our costs by about a half. The garrison spends $1.2 million to get rid of our trash every year. If we increase our recycling rate, we can reduce that up to 50%. And that's one of our goals that we're shooting for. Now, on top of that, here comes the feel-good things. Number one, it makes the land and the community look better, and it keeps it clean. Next slide. So the question is, okay, where do I take my trash? Where do I take my household waste? Well, it depends on two things. Number one, what kind of trash is it? Here at the garrison, we break that and divide it all up into non-hazardous waste, hazardous waste, medical waste, and automotive waste. And each one has a different place to take it, and we'll cover that here in just a little bit. But I also want to point out that if you have government property or you have material that has Privacy Act information on it, or if it's classified, you dispose of that through your unit in accordance with the safety and security procedures. So, next slide. Now, the second half of that question is of where do I take my trash? It also depends on where you live. If you live here on post at the Villaggio or in the barracks, you can use the Eco Center here on Ederle or over at Deldine once we get that open. And you can also use the Eco Islands. Now, the Eco Islands are those bins, multicolored bins, the blue, green, white. It's located all throughout the installation. Now, those are intended to be used by the buildings that are around them, whether that be the residential quarters or whether that be the office areas. Otherwise, if it doesn't fit into those bins, then take it to the Eco Center. And we'll cover what each of those accept here in just a moment. If you live off post, you're supposed to follow your community's disposal methods, and the housing office can help you with that. I have the phone number up there on the slide, and they can help you, I guess, navigate through all of the community's means of disposal, because each community has different ways to do that. So now let's go back thinking of how here at the garrison we separate our waste. Remember, I said there were four. It's the non-hazardous, the hazardous, the automotive, and the medical waste. Next slide. Oh, you've got it there. Great. I'm not going to go down the list. You guys can read that as well as I can, but what I do want to highlight are the hours. Right now, it's open 24/7, but because of the law and other requirements that are put upon us, we have to restrict the hours. And you can see that Monday through Friday, the Eco Center will be open from 6 in the morning until 6 in the evening. And that's so that those who need to use it before work, during lunch, and after work can access it. And the weekend trash day is Saturday, and we're open on 8 to 5. And that begins on 29 September. It'll be open 24/7 until 29 September, and then these hours kick into gear.
And if I could just put a note, we did try to work with the Italian waste management companies on getting Sunday hours. I know a lot of folks like to clean up Sunday, but we were unable to do that. We did get them to come man the place on Saturday, so that was sort of the compromise we got. So it's, what did we say? Saturday, trash day, something like that. But
Well, yeah, there's a song that our AFN folk keep talking to us about. I'll let him sing it, though.
Okay.
I can't go that route. Yeah. Okay, so the next slide, please. Now, this is the location where you take your hazardous waste. Now, things that we use in the household, you never think of it as being hazardous waste. Windex, bleach, ammonia. There's a lot of things that you just don't even think about. Aerosol cans. These go to the hazardous substance control center there at Building 275, and I'll show you a map as to exactly where that is. Once again, you can read the list, but the hours are by appointment, and you call that number and they will do everything they can to meet your schedule, to accommodate your needs. Otherwise, they'll make arrangements with you to deliver, to receive your hazardous waste. And once again, I want to point out that this begins on September 29th. Next. Automotive materials. That includes your tires, your rims, all the motor oil, all the other fluids that go with that. Standard hours, Tuesday through Friday, noon to 8 o'clock in the evening, and then they're open on Saturday as well. But all of that material goes to the Auto Skill Center. We see this kind of material at the Eco Center right now. We need to start taking it to the proper locations. Next. And the last location has to do with the medical waste. Medical waste includes medicines that are expired or you no longer use. That is a 24/7 situation. They have a container that's out there by the Stars and Stripes machine, and you can drop those in any time. The sharps materials, the needles, or the lancets that diabetics use, or the EpiPens, now that you have to make arrangements with the lab. And I show the hours up on the screen, and as well as the phone number. Now, they need it to be in a certain container, so you can pick up an empty container from them, and you can take the full container back to them. We've also found these at the Eco Center, and it's very dangerous. If we can get it into the right containers and to the right area, it would be great. And then lastly, this is the, I hope you can see it. If not, I have some handouts that you can take with you. Come see me. I'll be over at the info fair as well. But this shows you where Building 275 is, and I would like to highlight, just take a moment and highlight that one. It's out by the front gate, just across from the auto sales lot. And that's where you take the hazardous waste. So with that, I think I'll open it up for any questions. And like I said, you can see me at the info fair. I thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. And this is, not only is it good for the environment and good for the world and things like that, but it's also good for us, because money we spend on waste and waste separation, if we save the money there based upon a good recycling effort, we can spend that money elsewhere into the community for other operations and services. So it's beneficial to us. We see the benefits right here. You don't see it one-on-one as an individual. You don't turn in your soda can and you get your 2 cents back. But as a community, as a garrison, as we recycle as a community, we get money back in an opportunity cost if we don't have to spend money for that waste separation. So it's good for all of us.